Hello, Happy New Year's, and welcome back to another episode of the video log. This time, episode 58. Not the video log, it's the
dev stream.
It's the dev stream. I just got confused for a second.
Still early here in Denmark.
This is Reto Rebjarne, our really great game developer, and I'm Silvermat. And we hope you all had a wonderful New Year's and a great Christmas, had lovely gifts, and did not blow any fingers off.
I think it's only here in Denmark we are so crazy that we actually explode stuff at New Year's Eve. I think in other countries they're not as crazy as we are.
You might see. Before we start, I'd like to address that we still have a known issues and developer feedback post in the forum. So before you ask any questions, could you please go to the forum and see if your question is already asked there. We will continuously update and resolve threads in the forum, so as we develop the game. And for the big reveal, as we mentioned in the previous step stream, we held a competition to find out what the name of the next update would be, and we have settled on Adams Groundfire. The update is named after Lucian Adams, the Medal of Honor recipient, and I actually got a little piece of paper that reads the White House citation of what he actually did. Let's see if we can find a picture of him first of all. Here we go, and I'll put it up on the screen.
I think most of these Medal of Honor recipients did crazy stuff when you start to read it. But this guy is awesome.
So I'll see what I can do. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of life above and beyond the call of duty on 28 October 1944 near Saint-Dié, France, when his company was stopped in its effort to drive through the Montagne forest to reopen the supply line to the isolated 3rd Battalion. Staff Sergeant Adams braved the concentrated fire of machine guns in a lone assault on force of German troops. Although his company had progressed less than 10 yards and had lost 3 killed and 6 wounded, Staff Sergeant Adams charged forward, dodging from tree to tree, firing a borrowed BAR from the hip. Despite intense machine gun fire, which the enemy directed at him, and rifle grenades, which struck the trees over his head, showering him with broken twigs and branches, Staff Sergeant Adams made his way to within 10 yards of the closest machine gun and killed the gunner with a hand grenade. An enemy soldier threw hand grenades at him from a position only 10 yards distant. However, Staff Sergeant Adams dispatched him with a single burst of BAR fire. Charging into the vortex of the enemy fire, he killed another machine gunner at 15 yards range with a hand grenade and forced the surrender of 2 supporting infantrymen. Although the remainder of the German group concentrated the full force of its automatic weapons fire in a desperate effort to knock him out, he proceeded through the woods to find and exterminate 5 more of the enemy. Finally, when the 3rd German machine gun opened up on him at a range of 20 yards, Staff Sergeant Adams killed the gunner with BAR fire. In the course of their action, he personally killed 9 Germans, eliminated 3 enemy machine guns, vanquished a specialized force which was armed with automatic weapons and grenade launchers, cleared the woods of hostile elements, and reopened the severed supply lines to the assault companies of his battalion. Basically, the man was a badass.
Really, yeah.
So,
and he was Mexican, right? Or something? I think he was Mexican.
He kind of looked. Yeah. So
I think some of the guys in the chat suggested he was Japanese, but he's definitely not Japanese.
He's definitely not Japanese. No, he doesn't really look Asian to me.
No.
The Lucian Adams was selected amongst quite a few great submissions, and he was especially. Yeah, there we go. He was suggested by Chamber Pie 45, Private Jackson, Disaster Man 25, and Killer Wolf. Each of you have received a small token of appreciation via the forum PM.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Thank you very much for
There's
submitting.
a lot of suggestions.
Yeah, there was
So,
quite a few really nice ones.
I guess they need to prepare for the next for the B build and B update. Sorry,
The B update. Well, you can start thinking about surnames starting with B right now. Actually,
badasses.
the badass update. So the update is named Adam's Groundfire, and you might sit and wonder why it's called Groundfire. And we can actually go into the game and show you on the airfield map. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
So we got the airfield map, and hey, we got airplanes. Let's see if we can shoot some of them down. Nah, probably not. Hang on. Let's see. The problem with airplanes is the anti-aircraft guns are always located in such weird positions.
Sorry?
The anti-aircraft guns, they're always hard to find.
No, just look at the map. Find them.
Yeah, we'll try to see. There's one at the right, if I'm not mistaken. See if we can find that one, at least.
But sometimes it's true that in some maps when you there are some games where you play, they never seems to be around when you actually need them, and when you find them, there's no planes to shoot at. So sometimes it's.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Who do we have there? Who's that?
That's Retos Blixen.
Shoot it!
Let's see. We actually got anti-aircraft guns on the top of vehicles, and they are mobile. Let's see if we can enter the game. Here we go.
Yeah, this is the Maxim, quad Maxim, placed on a, it's called a AAA truck, because it has 3 axles, I think it's called. Not because it's a AAA quality truck. So yeah, this is, we actually had this truck made, you know, because this truck was used for a lot of different things by the Soviet army, and we intend to do sort of like the same thing. And now we have that sort of like the base platform, and we can start adding other stuff to it, which is really nice. And the first thing that we thought of was obviously to add the A guns.
I just noticed I'm really bad at hitting airplanes.
You have to
lead the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shoots while you're driving as well, right? That's awesome.
You can actually relocate. So once you hit, you can hide behind trees.
Yeah.
Oh, that's friendly fire, isn't it? We're not supposed to shoot at the blue ones.
No, this is bots that we just spawn a bunch of bots in the sky to just circle around and try and hit each other. So we have something to shoot at.
So can you tell a little bit about the machine guns themselves?
The machine guns is a standard quad Maxim guns that are already on the map, but we fixed them to the, as I said before, the gas AAA truck. And the cool thing about that, at least for our perspective, is that we now have a sort of like an infantry platform in the truck. We can put other stuff on top of that truck as well, and we will start adding more, more weapon systems or whatever to these trucks. Obviously, this is a infantry weapon. I know that in the real war, like mobile AA guns were sort of like a support weapon, and it was usually, at least for the German side, was manned by Luftwaffe personnel. But here we actually put it into infantry because that's where we think it fit best from a gaming perspective. You will also notice that it actually uses the same resources as the APCs. So we have renamed the APC to be what we would call an infantry support vehicle, just because it's a broader range of you could say all sorts of weird vehicles that the infantry can use, and so it'll live in the same category as the APCs for now. At some point, we might consider making a specialized anti-aircraft unit, but right now they just go straight into the infantry because that's where they fit right now. What? He goes down on his knees, or he just have super flexible feet?
Looks like he's kneeling. Yeah. Well, that was the Soviet one.
Yeah.
And
can you try and go into the terrain with it? It's actually a pretty mobile, mobile AA.
It's a really, let's see.
Oh, you have your designated driver, the Splixen one. Splixen,
drive into the terrain.
I think it's awesome that you can actually drive and shoot. That's nice. But it's probably going to be, well, this airfield is very flat. So
the good thing about them is they have tremendous firepower, and they're very, very mobile.
Yeah.
So you can, as long as you stay well supported, you can be a very menacing factor to the enemy team.
It's going to be fun. Obviously, you could say the drawback for this is like you have the firepower, but you're also super exposed. Like standing up like this it's an easy target for snipers. So that will probably be the sort of the balancing thing is that you have to be careful when you place where you place the mobile AA, because the gunner will be extremely exposed.
Let's see, the Soviet one is armed or chambered in the 7.62 rifle caliber.
Yeah, right? It's the same. It's just the same light machine gun caliber. So.
Well, let's see if we can find something else to show you. There we go. Well, of course, the Soviets get one, and I guess
Americans get one.
The Americans get one. Let's see. There we go. Look at this beauty.
That's awesome.
It's the M3 half track, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's actually called multiple gun motor carriage.
Oh, Americans! Could you have named it something
simple? And we call
simple?
it the M16 MGMC. That's what we call it because the name is simply just too long. Yes, again, it's the well-known AA gun. We fit it onto a half track. It's actually a different half track than the one we already have. So it's not the same half track as the APC, the American APC. It is a different one. And again, this one actually has I guess, a slightly more concealed character.
How so?
Well, it drives a bit slower because it's more heavy. The gunner is a bit more concealed there.
Oh yeah, it's much more difficult to target the gunner. Yeah. He got the gun shield, and yeah, he's not as exposed as the other vehicle.
No.
Actually, the MGMC was really beloved by its troops during World War II.
Yeah.
It earned itself quite a few kind of awesome nicknames. One of them is the meat chopper, if I'm not mistaken. And what was the other one? The Krautmauer or something?
Krautmauer.
Krautmauer.
The Krautmower.
The Krautmauer.
It's like a lawnmower. Try to go into the precision aim mode, because I think this one actually has the scope one, right?
This one has the scope. Let's see. I'll enter. No, hang on a second. Let's just see. Switch. Actually, Splixen is taking the seat right now. There we go. So here's the standard view mode. Yeah, it's out of ammo. Let's try respawn another one.
Obviously, these vehicles it's possible to upgrade them with the usual infantry support crates with the ammo, health, or anti-tank weapons, the Panzerfaust.
Yeah, I really need to learn how to do this.
Need to lead some more?
Alright, a little more. Then I have to be on target. There we go.
You just actually start at the front of the plane and shoot, and then you start leading, and then when it starts to smoke, you just keep your lead.
Pro tip from Reto Bjarne. Aim at the plane and go.
I've seen it done. I can't do it myself.
Right.
Shoot him down.
So this one is armed with the there we go.
That's the quad M2, the American heavy machine gun with Browning.
50 caliber.
Nadu. 50 cal.
50 cal.
It has a lot of Watch it! Watch it!
Yeah, that wasn't so good. So
let's see if I get some questions in the chat here.
Well, before we go to the questions from the chat.
No. I'm just looking at the chat while you show the vehicle.
Well, we have shown the Soviet and the American, and of course the Germans are also getting one. And let's see, that is.
I think people already guessed what. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. This is just an awesome beast. Don't tell the Germans don't get some cool stuff for the next update.
Come on, yeah, it's 4 20mm autocannons mounted on a truck.
Yeah, it's a half track. It's the old German Sonderkraftfahrzeug, I guess it's called, the 7.1. The 7 was used for a lot of different. It's a very versatile half track that was used for a lot of different things. And again, we thought it would be nice to get one of these produced so we can start adding different weapon systems. So I think this had a lot of different uses. The most common one you see is actually just with seats in it for troop transports. It's a fucking huge. Try and jump off and stand next to it. It's just like when we had it, the first version we made without the textures. It's like just a completely grey texture, and there wasn't any sort of like signature in the textures to give you the sort of like a relation to the size of it. So it just looked like it was way too big. The characters just looked very small. If Spixen can jump off and just stand next to it, it would be nice to just see how massive it actually is. Check that out. That's a huge car.
Well, I guess it's going to be easier to spot from the air compared to.
I think that's obviously the German one here has it's a heavier gun. It's 20mm. I think the drawback is it's just huge, and it moves slowly, and it's once once you're discovered, once the enemy sees you, you're actually a pretty easy target, especially for the planes. Like bombing one of these is a lot easier than the smaller ones.
Well, I noticed the Germans also get a gun shield in front.
So
as long as you try to face the enemy,
at least they're protected from the front. But obviously it's a bit slower. The turn speed is a bit slower.
There we go.
But obviously this is something that we need to see it being played on the live servers and see how it's used, because it is 3 different vehicles with 3 very different guns on them. Obviously they all have 4 barrels, but they're different. This is one is actually, you can see it's a hard hitter, but still it's still the good old 20 round magazine, so it runs out of ammo pretty quickly. I think.
Let's try to take a look.
I actually think that during the war, when you had to operate one of these, you had like guys
just constantly feeding.
I think it was like you had to reload every something like to have it perform optimally. You would have to reload the magazines every 6 seconds. It's kind of like.
Let's try to see what happens if we try to empty the barrel. You can see the ammo count in the bottom. And I'll just pull down the mouse key, and it eats through the ammo really fast.
Yeah.
So it kind of requires some more precision.
Shoots in parallel. This it was actually possible to actually configure this gun in how it would cycle through the barrels.
Yeah.
And I think the most common one was actually to go for like the top top left, bottom right, and then go like this. But you could also go top down, or you could take like a circle and just shoot one at a time. That depended on what target you were shooting at.
I just noticed I cannot shoot any planes down. All right, so we got the plane in the sights, and then we move up a little bit, and then I'm starting to fire. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah. Getting some questions here again on the from the chat on this. As I said before, maybe I said it a bit too quickly, that these new units just go into the same category as the APCs. But we rename the APC to be instead of an armored personnel carrier, then it's just an infantry support vehicle. And that's the category we, for a while at least, will add all the very specialized vehicles into this category. And it will not at the beginning have its own assault team, because first of all, I think we think that it might be too specialized, and it doesn't really serve that much of its purpose in the strategy games. Usually, this would not be like a frontline unit. It would be more like a unit that would protect other units. Like you have a tank unit, and then you have AA guns following it to protect from the air. And that's also why during the war it's actually handled by a different unit. So, but right now we don't think it has a strong enough purpose in the strategy game to make it a separate assault team. At some point we will, I would say, add it as a separate unit, but right now it just goes into the same category as the APCs. So if it's in the same category as an APC, can you spawn in the vehicles? Yeah. You will spawn on if you equip this one, and there are infantry vehicles, infantry support vehicles in the battle. You will spawn in your AA gun. Okay. A mobile AA. Or if you obviously equipped your APC, you will use the APC instead. So it would actually the APCs are very, very powerful. When people know how to use them, it's just insane how they perform. But also I've seen games where you have like 2 or 3 APCs on the same team. That's just like even at the same capture point, which is kind of like a waste. So I hope that it will you will start to see the mix of these two vehicles in the same battles. Can your teammates spawn in the mobile AA guns? No. So it cannot function as a mobile spawn. It doesn't function as a mobile spawn. Right. It functions only as an AA gun. It's just like a very powerful movable machine gunner. So I think that's. You have. I can say that now we have the sort of the base system for this. It will be awesome to at some point maybe add just a cannon, for example, so you can have like an infantry anti-tank and mobile anti-tank gun. We have shown you the 3 vehicles, and we would actually like to conduct a straw poll to see which one you prefer, or which one you would think that is the coolest. Yeah, you have to know. You have to know before you all vote for the German one. It's super slow, and it's like. It's huge, so the other one is just like more versatile, I'd say. So could we get Robotron 3000 to post the link for the straw poll on the Twitch chat so everybody can vote? Or I'll try to see if you can find the link from the screen. It says strawpoll.me 6472617. So which one do you think is the coolest? Me? Yeah. I might say the American one probably would be my favorite, because it sort of like sits in the middle between the two. Very good then. Well, we're not going to vote actually, but let's see how the results pan out. Well, the Americans actually. Yeah, the Americans are pretty much in front. So let's keep the straw poll in the background for a little while and take a look at the Americans.
So how do you actually how do you unlock the vehicles?
For now, it should be the chauffeur ribbon that unlocks it.
So
Same as the APC, just a different level.
I can't remember the chauffeur ribbons. That's when you drive.
You have to, the chauffeur ribbon. A lot of people just are sort of annoyed by this ribbon because it's hard to get XP in it. But our main, it's actually one of the ribbons that we're really happy with. It works well. It gives you some really nice vehicles, or some nice combat badges and stuff. But it requires you to actually help your teammates to get it. So it has this positive. You have to do something positive for your teammates in order to get your reward. So I think that's just.
So we have just confirmed teamwork is OP.
No, yeah, it actually is. It's crazy to see when you play together with a few guys how much you actually own in the game if you just get organized. That's crazy. We've seen some of the to name a thing where we've been looking at some of the obviously when we get reports of people cheating in the game, sometimes we start to look at some replays from the guys that are getting reported, and some of them they look like they are actually cheating when you see it from their perspective. But when you start to zoom out a little bit, you'll see, okay, this guy is actually playing together with 2 or 3 other guys that spot for him, and they're on voice and shit. So he actually knows where the enemies are, and that's where why they can actually perform that well. So it is like team play. Team play is OP.
Team play is OP.
Yeah.
Let's see, they are actually quite difficult to spot on the ground. Plus, I'm a bad pilot.
But you will have to have some enemies or some of your friends should be spotting it. I've actually seen several times on live that people use this the spotting for the planes. If there's tanks available, if you're getting faced with tanks, you should just hide and spot them. If you have planes on your side, and the planes will hopefully take out the tanks for you. It's chauffeur ribbon rank 11. You can actually go in and try and go to the equipment page.
Let's see here. This is the one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just close and go to. You're gonna have to direct me. We're going up here, and we're going to
button one.
The button one.
See, it's being called. We have 2 vehicles to choose from.
We got 2 vehicles. We got the M16, MGMC. Yeah.
MGMC. I just saw that the ribbon hadn't been renamed yet. It's just called GMC. That's a small minor bug that has to be fixed.
We'll get it done. Let's see. And you can equip it with the ammunition crate and the tank supply crate, anti-tank supply crate, and the medic supply crate.
Yes, that's a standard.
So it basically has the same crates as the APCs.
Yeah. You can go to try and click on the ribbon.
The ribbon? Here we go.
You can see where it actually. No, I was wrong. That's not. Try and find the chauffeur ribbon.
The chauffeur ribbon.
Go to the soldier screen.
We're going back to the soldier screen.
Click on this little thing here.
This one.
Yes.
And we're setting up ribbon, and this.
And you will have to find the chauffeur ribbon, which is
under vehicle and chauffeur.
Yeah.
And view progression.
Yes.
And then we can see we got Iron Fist and the M3A1.
Yeah. And you see all the way up on level 11.
Here we go.
You get this baby.
So it's one of the end things to look
it's a cool vehicle, so it has to be. And also we can definitely see that the harder the weapon or vehicle is to unlock, the fewer of them are actually in the game. So it is contrary to many's belief. It's actually a way to minimize the number of those vehicles in a match. Obviously, you will have your once in a while you will have a match with only like veteran players who have all the cool equipment, and those matches will be bloody.
Those would be really
But
awesome.
from a general perspective, you would see that this vehicle has the weapons and vehicles that are unlocked late appear more rarely in games. So we're gonna start it up way up there to see if just to because it's a bit of a powerful weapon vehicle.
It's really powerful.
So we would not just give it to everybody in the beginning. So yeah, that's the reasoning. And obviously we need to take a good look at the game when it comes in to see if we need to balance some stuff, because it can get a bit a bit dangerous. But it's again, you still have this. It's not armored, and it's you're very exposed, and it is rather slow. So it shouldn't be. You can see like the for example the American half track also have a machine gun mounted on it, so it's actually also a fairly dangerous vehicle.
Let's see, this was the American again. There you go. So the question is, can it use special ammunition?
Nope, not at the moment.
So it's standard.
It's a standard ammunition, and it's the reason for that is that it follows the same rules as our recon vehicles, where everybody can jump into the vehicle and just shoot. And obviously we would like to have the owner of the vehicle to have control over the who gets to use the weapon before we start to put specialized ammunition in. So again, I'm repeating myself here, but Squad 2.0.
Squad 2.0.
Which is coming along a lot, very nicely, I would say. It's just saw some of it actually 2 days ago, where there was a little demo of the UI part and stuff on it, and it's.
You can actually.
I think it looks very promising. I'm really looking forward to see that stuff in the game.
You can see how the American MGMC overtakes the German one quite easily, actually.
Might actually be a bit too fast, the German one.
So yeah, it's still subject to change. Let's try.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to tweak that stuff. We need to sort of like make them different enough to justify the different guns.
Let's try to see if we can do a race between the American and the Soviet one to see which one is fastest. There we go. Just waiting for Splixton for a second. All right, back up. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. It's so much smaller compared to the others. Yeah.
That means it's a smaller target. Oh, there's actually a question here if it's possible to, if you're driver, can you switch instantly to the gunner seat? Try and switch.
Not instant. Well,
no. See, it takes a while. That was actually a pretty quick switch.
Let's try again then. So I'm pressing C. 3, 2, 1, C.
Try and go to first person mode. Where you would.
Right, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, C.
We might need to put in a little delay or something if it gets too crazy. But then again, you have to rearm or re-aim the gun and stuff. That takes time.
And once again, keep an eye on the ammunition counter. The previous one was the German that went dry rather fast, and this one has a little more sustained firepower. And I'm still not good at hitting anything. There we go, hit. So, do you have any questions for the mobile AA guns? Direct them to the chat. Yeah. And only the mobile AA guns this time. Do not ask about any other vehicles. Or any other
I see a lot of different questions here. So we're going to focus a little bit on this. The AA guns, obviously, just answering random questions.
We'll take a look at Splixton shooting down airplanes. It actually looks really, really cool. Yeah, let's try to do a drive-by. Let's see. I'll spawn a vehicle. I'll spawn. Here we go, and have Splixton as a gunner. So, we got any interesting questions in the chat about the mobile AA guns?
What's the benefit of the Soviet one? Is in Solar asking. Well, the benefit now is that obviously it's a lot smaller. So it's a smaller target. It's a lot faster. I wouldn't say a lot, but that's kind of like the thinking behind it.
Also, the ammunition size.
This ammunition is not as good as the other ones. This is the smallest one. This is the smallest caliber. I say the benefit for us for adding this particular truck to the game is that we can now actually make. We can. It's very easy to switch to a different gun system for this kind of vehicle because it's such a what do you call it, a versatile. It was used for anything during the war, and I know the Soviets actually have some higher calibers AA guns as well. So we should be looking into adding one of those as well, so you can just get a different higher gun.
Let's try to see for a second if we spawn the Soviet one again and take a look.
There's a question here for how many shots from the PTRD before the vehicle blows up. I don't know. Maybe Splixen can try and gun down one of the, or you can do it. I think Splixen can knows where to equip the PTRD.
Let's see if we can find it. There we go. I'll just go back to the gun. The vehicle, let's see.
There's Westwick is actually asking a question if the old problem of AA guns locking down infantry routes will return. It might. It might be used against infantry to cover spots. But again, it's not a weapon that's it's not as well covered as the old AA guns. When we had there was a point where we had the AA guns where they were actually you could level them down, you could actually shoot infantry, and that puts that's actually quite problematic. But this is obviously, and also the old problem with the AA guns blocking is that they were totally free. These vehicles are not free.
I noticed when first of all the guns are placed rather high there on the flatbed truck, and I noticed that the gun depression isn't so good.
Yeah, the gun depression is fixed, so you will have to, if you want to try and cover with it, you would need to park the.
And I got blown up. That was what, a single shot? That was 2 shots.
2 shots from PTRD. So again, it's the gun depression is actually because the high profile vehicles, so they and you cannot level the gun barrels completely, which means that you would have to sort of like park the vehicle on a hill or something in order to get the gun depression, which would again further expose the gunner and obviously also the driver.
Let's see if we can.
And it would make it a bit. You have to mingle around a little bit with the vehicle to get it
so this is
correctly.
This is basically on level ground.
Yeah.
And this is hang on a second. This is as far down as the sights will go.
Yeah.
So it won't really cover the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
But if we try
and go and see if you can.
I'll try to see.
Whoa! That was.
Let's see if we can just.
Flying Splixen.
Flying
Super
Splixen. So this time we've parked up against a little rock.
See, now you can, but then you get the annoying thing that it doesn't turn like this. It just sort of turns down and shit. So it's but obviously yes, you can. And during the war, AA guns was used against infantry because they're big guns and they kill really fast.
Hence the meat chopper.
Yeah. So I think there were some rules. Geneva or the Hague Convention says that you cannot use like large caliber rounds against infantry, but I think I guess that during the war everybody's going to go what?
I can't hear you. So let's see. How many shots does it? Is it also 2 shots to destroy the? That's 1 shot. That's another. And the third one, actually, so the American one is actually a lot more durable than the Soviet.
Yeah.
Well, this one actually got some kind of armor against small arms fire. So
there's another question here from Ciator. Is asking, will the APC amounts in assault teams be increased, and the production of APCs in the war increased due to the new vehicles? Short answer, no. They share the resources right now, so it depends on what the players actually choose. The generals have no control over if it's going to be an APC or a mobile AA gun that will be spawned in a battle. If that gets too problematic, we might split them up into different resources. But right now, we actually figured that if we didn't do this, no AA guns would be spawned in the war games or in the war battles. So far, they will be sharing resources.
Let's see if we can have Splixton join us a gunner again. There we go. And have the flak feeling shoot. I just love how the Germans named their stuff. Flak feeling.
Yeah.
Flak is an abbreviation of
Flugzeugabwehrkanon,
which roughly translates
anti-aircraft gun.
Anti-aircraft gun.
Or aircraft defense gun, I think. It's if I'm not mistaken. Maybe our German viewers would correct me if I'm wrong.
So, any other interesting questions for us?
Let's see. Drugs for Hawks is asking, can you check if the German one is able to shoot at other half-tracks?
Well, depends on how the vehicle is parked, I guess. But let's.
Yeah. But just from a flat position, it shouldn't really be able to. But it might. I don't know.
Let's see if we can get Splixton to spawn a vehicle, a half track of some sorts.
No, it's still have to be. It's not possible.
Not really. Yeah, it's way too high.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can. So if we drive it up a small slope. And then shoot at. Yeah. See, that's the problem with the mobile AA guns.
Once you do this, you are restricted to 180 degrees instead of 360 degrees.
And the turret rotation is quite slow.
Yeah.
And it's the standard ammunition is
probably to be a real threat. It probably needs some protection from other infantry.
And he's out of the line of fire again.
Let's see how it turns out in the game. The Fugas is asking, will this replace the normal AA? No, it will. The AA guns are still on the maps where they have been all the time. So this will not replace it. It will add extra AA guns to the game. I can already hear Old Man Smithers crying somewhere. No!
More dangerous on the ground. Whoa.
Yeah, you just have to to put a little more height into his because he's just way too good at this. So you get some resistance now.
So these are actually new tools in the toolbox to deal with planes.
Yeah.
So you can no longer. Well, you're no longer forced to use static AA positions.
There is. Sorry, say again. I'm still reading.
Nothing. I'm just saying that you're no longer forced to use static AA positions.
No. You can actually. It puts a bit more versatility into the game, and Obviously, this is a new type of weapon we put into the game, so we obviously need to to see how it works out. If it's not used at all, we need to do something about it. If it's overly used and poses a threat to the balance, then we need to tweak it. But that's just part of the game, that we add stuff and adjust if it is getting misused or abused or whatever. And also sometimes it takes a while for the players to figure out that they can use figuring out the tactic of using a specific weapon, and at that time it might prove that it's either OP or we need to adjust it. So it usually takes some time.
I'm really interested to see how well or how difficult these vehicles are to spot from the air if they hide under trees.
Yeah, you can't do that now because Spixen just destroyed your vehicle, but we can try and do it, see if we can find it. But I think they will be fairly difficult because it's the same as the tanks, but if you have guys on the ground to spot it, then it will be, especially the German one, which is so slow, so it'll be easy to spot for the infantry. Then it's just gonna be dead meat.
So guys, you heard it first here. Remember to spot enemy vehicles.
Yeah. The Xenon Fastfall is asking, would there be an accuracy change when the vehicle's on the move when it's being instead of when it's stationary? I don't think that the gun becomes less accurate when you're driving. It just because the bumps on the ground and stuff will make it really hard to shoot on the move. If any of you have tried to fire the heavy machine gun on the half track while it's moving, then you'll know that it's fairly difficult to actually hit something with it. But you could obviously always provide some sort of cover fire. So yes, you will fire, but it will not be less accurate. But the movement of the vehicle will make it more difficult to shoot.
Let's see, Splixen isn't down there. I still can't. Well, there we go. Yeah. Oh.
The Burnout DV is asking, can the AA gun truck carry a crate? And I think we already went through that, but yes, it can. You can fit all three different crate types to it.
No. Yep.
And then they obviously are asking for the Senknum is asking for the Wirfelwind, which is the, like you could say, it's a tank version of this one.
The Wirfelwind, isn't that the one that was mounted on a Panzer IV chassis?
Yeah. But we'll get into that. And I think at that point we might consider doing a specialized assault team for the AA guns. I think the anti-aircraft guns, to justify them having a separate assault team, we should have some sort of like an air protection thing running on the strategy game, which we haven't right now. So until now, we'll just stick it into the infantry support vehicle category, which was formerly known as the APC category.
So it's now the infantry support vehicles?
Infantry support vehicles. There's a new or renamed category to have. It's a broad category for all sorts of vehicles that we think the infantry will find interesting.
There we go. Actually,
Asralumiel is asking, how much XP do we get for taking out a mobile AA? I haven't checked it, but I would guess that since it's the same identifier as the APCs, then it will get the same as you get from an APC.
So the straw poll has been going on for a little while. So let's see if we what's the results. Well, 263 total votes, with 61% for the US M16. It's the M16, yeah, it's the M16.
Wow.
Nobody really seems to care so much for the Soviet one.
We need to buff it then.
we need to make it look cooler at least. Why not so much love for the German?
I think right now we actually have an issue with the firing sequences of the guns, and that's one place where we could actually make the Soviets really cool. We need to change some code to be able to fire shots in at shorter time delays. Right? I think it's actually locked to something with it, like the update ticks, so it can shoot faster than that. But you could say that one thing that would actually make the gas better is to tweak the firing sequence, so it just shoots a lot faster than the other ones. That would be nice, but that requires us to actually update some of the machine gun code, which I've heard we would like to do at some point as well, because the way it works now is it could use a little update.
But not well. The German one got the flak feeling. Come on, it's 20 millimeters awesomeness.
Yeah, but it's slow. It's slow as hell, and it's a big vehicle.
It's a mobile powerhouse of firepower. Come on, I remember I saw a picture of it a couple of weeks ago, and it blew me away. Yeah. So guys, the Soviet, not the Soviet, the German one.
It's funny that people are asking. The Germans already have like a super awesome vehicle, and they just want more. They want the Ostwind and the Wirfelwind, and they want we want everything.
Whole world.
Let's see if we can.
Will the Donan Sardor 911 is asking, will the AA trucks be able to replenish ammo when they get empty? Give it a try.
Let's see. This is the American one. Well, this takes a little while to empty the magazine. Just keeps going. At least, one of the good thing about the Soviet one is it almost got unlimited ammo capacity.
Yeah, that's true.
Feels like it.
It has a lot of ammo.
I did a test the other day and just held down the left mouse button, and it just kept going forever. So it can literally hammer the enemy into submission.
There's a question here from Drugs for Hogs is asking me what made me pick the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7 Sieben over the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251. There's a half-track, like an armored half-track version as well. We actually had discussed this, that we could use the other one, but we generally thought that it was a more interesting vehicle to get into the game. Like the German half track. Germans had a lot of different half tracks. I think the 251 needs to be in the game at some point, replacing the one we have now. I have a wish of moving the German half track to the Recons instead, because it was actually a Recon half track, and it should be replaced by the have a large half track, and that one also was fitted with the flak feeling.
Yeah, the Germans literally stacked the flak feeling and everything.
Yeah. So, but it was sort of like which one should we pick? And we thought that the Sieben was it was just a different vehicle. It looked nice, and it was like it's just a different thing to put into the game rather than another vehicle that looked just like the other one. It doesn't.
Well, it gets a unique look.
Yeah, it's like it's not like a 100 and 0 type decision. It was more like a 50-50. Which one should we go with? So we ended up picking this one.
What? Right. Yeah. Thank you, Splixon. I thought I had another question, but never mind then.
Dead guy Mike is asking, or everybody's asking me to get the beer. Do we have any beer? No beer. No beer.
No beer. It's Friday. We don't have any beer. Something's wrong, man.
Why can't I have a beer? I want beer now.
If you want to read more about the vehicles, the upcoming week, we're going to have several blog posts for the upcoming vehicles, describing them in details.
Yeah.
And I guess, and of course we're going to have a shout out to our new Twitchers. We got Dreaded Zombie, and King Milko. I guess it's Milko, right?
King Milko.
King Milko. British Kiwi.
British Kiwi.
Yeah, why not? And Wignut Streaming. Thank you guys. You're doing an awesome job.
Yep.
And well, just to recap this session, we got big.
Hey, one for you as well.
Hey, thank you. There we go. To recap the session, we have the known issues and developer feedback posted in the forum, and we would really much appreciate you guys if you guys went there, took a look, and
I think it needs to be said a few times. At least our intention is to we collect feedback from the players, both the community, but also on other channels, and we can just see that the questions and stuff that's asked a lot of times. We just put them on this list, and we will obviously revisit this as often as we can to update it. So I think you can actually just subscribe to that thread on the forum, and you'll get a notifier when it has changed. I think when it's changed, the whole list will actually change.
Yeah, we'll make sure to update it.
Yeah.
Also, that way, if you've got a question, you can just take a look and see. Hey, yeah, sorry. Cheers, guys. Mm-hmm. You can take a look and see if your question isn't already answered once.
Yeah.
So yeah, the known issues and developer feedback. Take a look at it. We got the Adams Groundfire. The new update is called Adams Groundfire, and of course, it's gonna contain quite a few mobile AA guns.
I need to come give a little shout out here to Burnout DV because him and his clanmates have been doing some kick-ass fighting on Twitch. That's keep up the good work, guys. Awesome. Burnout DV.
Burnout DV. And as the last point, we'll say we'll be back on Friday, January 15th. So, thank you very much, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.